Today I want to talk about what Gordon saw in the sky in episode 11 and why the Woodsman seemed to instantly vanish. And the best way for us to do this is to start with the Log Lady's message in episode 10.
Hey, I'm G, and this is the G-Spot.
In episode 10, the Log Lady had another message for Hawk. We also saw Gordon see Laura Palmer. Now, these two things are essentially an extension of one another. They were both telling us the same thing. The Log Lady told Hawk that time and space are a dream, that Laura is the one, and that his circle is almost complete. Now, when Gordon sees Laura, it shows us that time and space are a dream. And it's a sign to Gordon that Laura is the one, and that Hawk's circle or team, which includes the FBI, needs to be complete. In other words, Gordon and the FBI need to get to Twin Peaks. So these two things were both giving us the same three messages. The part of this message that I want to focus on is the dream of time and space, what that means, and how this enabled Gordon to see Laura and the hole in the sky. The dream of time and space represents an underlying theme in Twin Peaks, which is that life is a mystery, an unsolvable mystery, kind of similar to Twin Peaks. Now, Margret's statement about time and space being a dream certainly seems like a mysterious statement in itself, but it is actually a very literal statement. Gordon seeing Laura is a perfect example of time and space being a dream. Now, what we see here of Laura in this scene is a specific point in time in Twin Peaks timeline history. So this is actually a scene of Laura from Fire Walk with Me. So what this means is this isn't a vision of Laura that Gordon is seeing. Gordon is literally seeing Laura in a point of space and time that he is very far removed from. It should actually be impossible for Gordon to see Laura at this point. But he's able to do it because where Gordon is standing, there happens to be a rip or tear in the curtain of reality. This rip or tear allows Laura in her place and time to leak through to Gordon at his place and time, even though they're separated by many miles and many years. Another way of saying this is Gordon is actually looking through time and space to see Laura at this point. The way he's able to do this is through the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is what the curtain of reality blinds us from. What exactly does the fifth dimension mean? Well, dimensions are simply directions we can move in. We live in a four-dimensional world. We can move in three different spatial directions, plus we always move forward in the dimension of time. Three spatial directions plus time equals four dimensions. In the fifth dimension, there would be an additional spatial direction to move in. That fourth spatial direction is what we cannot see, even though it's all around us. They would also be capable of moving back and forth in time. They would not be limited to only moving forward in time. The fifth dimension and these extra directions to move in is what enables Philip Jeffries to both time travel and teleport in Fire Walk with Me. But the fifth dimension is not just additional directions. The fifth dimension is a vast amount of space, and it contains many, many, many different worlds. In these worlds, there's different life forms. And all these different worlds and life forms are all around us right now, but we're just unaware of it. And not only are they all around us right now, many are literally in the same exact spot that we are in. Just like everything that has ever happened in our reality is occurring in the same place at the same time, there's also multiple other worlds where everything is occurring at the same place at the same time as our world is occurring. We exist in the fifth dimension. We're in it right now, and it is all around us. However, we're completely unaware of its existence. Let's keep in mind throughout this conversation that densities and worlds are interchangeable. There are densities, which you could think of as like a shell, that hold worlds inside them. The densities determine that world's vibrational rate. The vibrational rate determines the physical properties or laws of that world. So in other words, not all worlds have the same gravity as us. Time doesn't move the same in all these worlds. Now, what Gordon saw in the sky was the fifth dimension. Gordon, again, had the curtain of reality removed for him so that he could see through the fifth dimension. Now, in episode 10, when it happened, he just saw a different time and place, things that are part of the fourth dimension. There was a rip in the curtain for this time and place to leak through to him. But in episode 11, he actually looks into the fifth dimension, sees outside of our density into a different density. Now, more than a rip in the curtain of reality had to occur for Gordon to do this. He had to stand in a gateway to the fifth dimension. Remember, this is the spot where Bill and Ruth traveled through the fifth dimension and visited Major Garland Briggs. So this is a gateway to the fifth dimension. And when Gordon stands in that spot, he's able to see through the fifth dimension, look beyond our density, and see into the density that the Woodsmen live in or are in right now. In addition to determining the physical laws of each of these worlds, vibrations is how one manages to travel through the fifth dimension. Adjusting your vibrational rate in the fifth dimension is just like walking in our dimensions. It's just a way of moving in the direction of that dimension. We walk through ours. They need to vibrate through theirs. This change in vibration rate explains how we see the Woodsman moving. When we see the Woodsman moving, we can observe two things about them. One, they seem to either appear or disappear in thin air. They just appear or disappear. But they're not appearing and disappearing. It just seems that way from our limited point of view. They are moving in a direction. But now, if they move in a four-dimensional direction, we watch them and they just get smaller and smaller as they move farther and farther away. Again, that's exactly what they're doing, but they're not moving in a direction we can see. They're moving in this higher fifth dimension. And because we can't see that direction, instead of them getting smaller and smaller as they move away, they just vanish. But they didn't really disappear. They're just moving in a direction we can't see. Now, the other thing we can observe about the Woodsmen when they move is they become transparent. For a second before they disappear or a second before they appear, they're transparent. And this is because their vibration rate. The Woodsmen are adjusting their vibration rate from where they came from to ours, or from ours to where they want to go, because adjusting your vibrational rate is how you travel in the fifth dimension from one density to another. The beings that are in higher densities have power over us. They are able to observe us, they're able to influence us, and they're able to manipulate us. And this is what we are seeing in Twin Peaks right now. We're certainly seeing it with Jerry. We're also seeing some random events in Twin Peaks. In episode 9 or 10, we saw the two girls at the end in the bar, who I believe are being influenced by beings in higher densities than us. In episode 11, we saw two young boys, obviously being more than influenced, I would say manipulated. We saw the boy who was firing the gun, and when this boy got out of the car, it looked like he was pissed he didn't kill somebody. He did not look sorry. He didn't look embarrassed. He didn't look like he'd be afraid to be in trouble. He looked pissed that his gun-firing party was stopped short. And then we saw whatever was happening to the boy in the car behind them with the lunatic constantly honking the horn. He looked sick, like medically sick, but I think this was a case of a being from a higher density manipulating and taking over that boy. And I think this is a pattern we are going to continue to see in the town of Twin Peaks. So this fifth dimension with different densities explains all of the supernatural phenomenon that occur in Twin Peaks. These different densities are different worlds that are not only all around us, but literally taking place in the same exact spot that we are in. They are in a higher density and therefore able to observe, influence, and manipulate us. If you did enjoy the video, please go ahead, give it a like and share it. If you want to be alerted every time I upload a video, go ahead and subscribe, ding the bell, and you will be notified every time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.